Good evening to everyone. Whether you're watching this live on YouTube or you're watching it back on catch up, or whether you're catching up with it over on the Always Wolves Squadcast podcast, and it's today's game. It's Wolves 0, Tottenham Hotspur 1, but that doesn't tell the whole story, does it, Amy?
Absolutely not. I said after the game, if you seen the performance and known there'd been a goal in the first 10 minutes, but didn't know the final score, who the final score was to winning, you'd have said Wolves would have won that game. I honestly I don't know how we lost it. Spurs just baffling. I feel like it's just the same continued saga at the moment. They just cannot score. They cannot score for whatever reason.
It was. It's certainly exciting to watch, though, in terms of obviously it was at Leicester away. You were at Celta Vigo, I think, the pre-season, and I worked out. I don't know how many shots we had at Celta Vigo, especially in that second half. But in the last two Premier League games against Leicester, who've won the FA Cup, the Community Shield, and finished 5th, and then Tottenham, obviously, who are 7th and beat City last weekend. We've had 42 shots, 4-2, plus the Celta Vigo, and not scored. It's unbelievable.
It's I'm not going to say it's not time to be concerned yet. However, it is baffling, but I don't think that obviously they had a considerable amount of shots, but there weren't any apart from trial raise. Well, trial for the second week has opened what looked like a sitter. Missed well. He saved it, didn't he, Lloris, today? However, I just don't know. I just don't know. I think it's fine at the moment. I think hopefully when they settle and they score a goal and they'll come flying. If Jimenez gets a goal, then he'll be starting to score them for fun. But yeah, it's just very frustrating. I think it's like in two minds really, because they obviously played really well. It was a really enjoyable game to watch from a football perspective. However, I'd rather see a scrappy game than win.
Well, I know it'd be interesting to see what everyone thinks. I mean, we have got a great panel lined up today. We're going to have on first, we got Jack Finch, who's a member of the 1877 Trust. And then I've just seen that my good friend and Tottenham YouTube legend, who I had a meal with today before the match, Chris Cowlin, who was at the game. He's in his car. We'll get him on second, so he doesn't have to wait long, and he can get on the get back to London. And then we've got Andy from Many Fun Adventures. We've got young Thomas, who always speaks well. We've got Scotty, and I'm delighted also to be joined by one of my international fans, Chris, and he looks like he's got a dog with him in the background to rival Blossom the cat that you often have on, Amy. Just before we get on to Jack and then Chris Cowlin, I just want to say we are drawing tonight on this live. There's been well over 200 entries into win the Wolves shirt across my Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube channel. We will be making the draw for that. I've got a random generator. I've got a list of names of all the entries here, and someone will be winning. I'm buying a brand new Wolves home or away shirt. So good luck for that, but stay tuned. Amy, just to before we get into the callers, just describe how it felt for you and your personal man of the match, if you have one, and what you rated the performance before we get on to see everyone else thinks.
I mean, it was just fantastic to be back. It felt a bit surreal, if I'm being quite honest. Before we was at the pub before the game, and then walking down to the ground, and to think that it's been 18 months, however many days that equates to. And me and my dad was just saying that if you'd have told us on the 8th of March 2020 that the next game would be the 22nd of August 2021, you'd have just thought it was crackers, really. But no, it was amazing to go back. The atmosphere, I'd forgotten how loud it was. I don't know if it was always that loud or whether it just felt loud today.
Molyneux can be 533 days, and it was your personal man of the match today, Ames. So hard to what?
I thought they all played really well.
Or are you going to be trying to be persuaded by all the callers and then make a decision at the end?
I'm going to throw. You know what? This might be a bit of a curveball, but I actually thought Kilman had a really good game, and I was really impressed with Kilman today. So I think that he's probably. We wouldn't really say man of the match, but you can't really. It wasn't really like a playmaker because there wasn't really any. Well, there wasn't a goal, was there? So for his performance, I think I really enjoyed Kilman's performance today. So
yeah,
I'm going to say Kilman, but yeah, I'm sure we'll come on to all the individual performances as we chat to everyone.
Yes, there's a few people that are going on about Kilman as well. And your performance rating, Ames?
Well, if we're going on performance, we're not going on result. So performance, I would say a 7 out of 10. Really promising, really promising, but they just can't find the back of the net, can they? So
well, no. Well, let's get on to the callers. I would say, Chris, I am going to get you on second, mate. So you finish your sandwich that he's munching in at the back, and we're going to get Jack on first. I'm just going to change my background. It makes sense when I bring Jack. Jack, thanks for coming on, and this is your full debut. Absolutely. I do believe here on Extra Time with me and Amy. Jack, absolutely brilliant to have you join us, mate. You've been to the game today?
Absolutely, yeah. In the North Bank upper as usual. Yeah, first time in, was it 18 months, is it? Yeah.
18 months, 533 days. And Jack, if you are in the upper, you might bump into Amy from time to time because she tends to be in the upper.
Yeah, probably hopefully looking happier.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So
how did you find going back to the Molineux to start off?
Refreshing, I think. The last 18 months has been difficult for everyone for lots of different reasons, and obviously we're not going to go into that. But I think for a lot of people, myself included, it's your escape from work. It's your escape from the weeks, the grind of work, and to not have that for such a long period of time, it's been tough. And it was just great to see everyone. There's people I saw today who I hadn't seen since that Brighton game in last March. Because you have some friends at the football, but you don't keep in touch outside of Molineux, and it was really nice to see them and whatnot. So it was fantastic to be back here. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. It was nice to see familiar faces, and obviously everyone, despite the result, was very evidently happy to be back there, which made it for a really nice, happy atmosphere. And obviously, I'm sure we'll touch on it, but it was a bit uncanny that Nuno was back in the
written in the stars,
box,
wasn't it? I think
it was a little bit. I thought maybe more would be made of it, but I think it was the rightful thing, respectful to Bruno and stuff, that he was kind of acknowledged the fans. I don't think he celebrated when they scored. Maybe that.
No, I don't think so.
Subdued. So
he's a class guy, isn't he? So it's never going to be about Nuno today. As much as the media wanted to kind of build it up as Nuno's return, he wouldn't let that happen, would he? I don't think.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So it's kind of nice for everyone to say bye in their own way, I think, as well. Obviously because people didn't get the chance to the end of last season, so that was good to see. It's just a shame that he got the 3 points.
I just want to say a big thank you to Peter Wilson, who's just joined the channel members. Peter, just look out on the members comment section and for the Discord group. So thanks for joining, Jack. You said about obviously joining the in terms of the going back, and one of the things that I think you mentioned there is about seeing all the people you've not seen for 18 months. That was quite special and emotional. And we should also mention Wolves did something that was very class at half time, which they put up a lot of pictures of all the people, young and old, that we've lost in these last 18 months. And we were all clapping at half time, including the Tottenham fans. And there was just so many. And it's just so sad to see all those faces that, we will not see. But I thought that was a touch of class from Wolves at half time. And the Wolves fans and the Tottenham fans were really good in showing their respects. And if any one of their families are watching, we'd obviously send their love and best wishes, for your loss as well. On to the actual game itself, Jack. Tell me how you felt, Wolves. What are your first impressions of this new Bruno Lage era? And have you got a personal man of the match for today?
I'm really encouraged by what I've seen in the last 2 games, really. Take the Leicester and the Tottenham game kind of together as a package. I think to play 2 of the top... I mean, they're both going to finish in the top 6, I reckon, this season. And we've come away with 0 points when you could make a case we should have at least 4, I would say. I'd say we were worth a point at Leicester, definitely. And then today, I think we've been the better team in most areas. I would say they probably had the better chances, though. We had a lot more chances, but the quality of their chances were better. There was the penalty. And then towards the end, when the game got stretched, Sarr made some fantastic saves one-on-one against Kane. I think, was it Bergwijn as well towards the end?
Yeah.
But the overall performance in terms of the shape that we had, the way we were positive, we were aggressive, we were pressing, it's so refreshing to see after the way Nuno set us up. There's nothing wrong with how Nuno set us up, but Bruno has kind of completely turned that on its head. And it's now all about what we do when we've got the ball. When we had Nuno as manager, it was about how we set up when we don't have the ball. We're solid, compact, to use his words. With Bruno, it's about when we've got the ball, everyone get forward, everyone push, let's be positive, let's be aggressive. And I think you could tell from around in the stadium, people really got on board with that. Even though the result didn't go our way, you could see that people were saying, actually, I'm up for this. This looks good to me. I'm excited about this season, what's going ahead.
Yeah, I think it was very, very good football to watch, and I think it's obviously there's nothing, the style of play that Nuno played was, we can't sit here and say it was poor because it's got us to some unbelievable places. So it's refreshing and nice to see a different style of play. And obviously Sarr had a bit of a reckless Sunday football type error that gave away the penalty. But
do you know, Amy, that I don't particularly blame Sarr for that, because he came out, something that Rui was never very good at was coming off his line, and I thought Sarr did quite well generally. The mistake.
No, that was what I was going on to say. Is I thought after that he did fantastically well, but he didn't need to come out for that challenge at that point at all.
I think the mistake came from giving the ball away. We handed it straight. Was it Neves that passed that ball?
Yeah. Neves,
yeah. And we were right on the back foot. They played that ball through, and I think he tried to pull out the challenge, but he did catch him, didn't he, with his knee, I think. So it was a penalty. I think, like you said, Amy, after that, I don't think he put a foot wrong. Perhaps he did come out rushing a little bit too soon to try and close the angle, thinking he was going to shoot. But obviously, Dele was a bit clever, and he got the foul, and it was a good penalty. To be fair, he took it very, very coolly, didn't he, and put it away.
Yeah, we went the wrong way though. If he'd gone that way, I think he'd have saved it. But it's penalty, isn't it? At the end of the day,
if he had saved it, it would have been a hero straight away, wouldn't he?
But no, that's what I was impressed with, is the way that he worked his box, commanded the box, and then when he got the ball, he was a lot quicker. Instead of Rui always used to hold it back, didn't he? But it was a lot quicker to release the ball back up to play. So it's more a pressing type of play from the back, really, which is obviously not the style that Rui played and not the style that Nuno played. So there's so many positive things. It's just the result.
And just before we finish with you, Jack, there's a couple actually. I'd like yours and Amy's thing. They're talking about Wolves should have had a penalty. That's the one. Was it on Semedo just after?
Semedo fell over.
Yeah, I don't think it was a penalty.
It was never a penalty.
I think if it was against us, we'd be livid if that was given. So you've got to.
It would have been soft. Although watching it back on the Sky, people, they were saying it was a penalty. They were saying that would have been given. It would have been a soft penalty, but he actually catches him. If you watch it back, he does catch him. It is soft.
I think they've said this year, though, haven't they? Last year, contact meant penalty, and nobody seemed to like that. So now they're saying it's got to be contact that stops the player or makes him fall over. So I don't think I'd have wanted a penalty for that, because if it was at the other end and it was given against us, you'd be spitting feathers, wouldn't you? So I think we've got to be fair and say it would have been soft, and so I'm happy that the referee made his decision.
Are you happy, or you wish he?
Yeah, well, you always want the decision, but I don't think it was an absolute howler, was it? So
no.
Well, he made quite a lot of questionable decisions. The ref did, and
the only decision I would question was the yellow card for Tanganga on Marcel. I thought that was a really poor challenge, and I'd have liked to have seen that again from a different angle, maybe, because I thought he caught him very late.
Do you think that was a red?
I wouldn't, maybe.
Or an amber.
It's probably an orange, isn't it? It's in between a yellow and a red. But it was because he caught him so late. I'm not sure whether there's an argument that it should have been more than a yellow. But again, the referee's made a decision, so we just accept it and we move on, don't we?
Well, Jack, thanks ever so much for coming on tonight. I'm sure we'll all be watching some of the highlights back on Match of the Day, but they'll probably put us on last as usual.
It'll be on last.
They probably will only show the highlights that we've had 2 shots when we've had 25 or whatever. But
and we'll have 10 minutes about Harry Kane, won't we? And this, that, and the other.
Chris will talk about it when he comes on next, which is interesting. Quite interesting conversation before the match about that. But Jack, I hope you've enjoyed coming on, and I hope you'll come on again in the near future.
Definitely, been brilliant. Yeah. Do you want my man of the match?
We do, to finish off on.
Go ahead.
I was going to say Kilman, but Amy said that, so I'm going to say Neves because after the mistake from Neves, I thought he was outstanding. I thought he controlled the entire midfield with a bit of help from Martinez, obviously, but the range of passing he showed and the fact that he was passing it forward, breaking the lines with the passing, which we didn't see a lot of last year. I'm really encouraged by how well Ruben played. I would give the performance probably 7.5 out of 10 because I thought we were 3/4 of the way to a really solid result there. Just missing that killer instinct in front of goal.
I know, it needs to come back really soon. Jack, thank you so much, mate.
No problem.
See you soon.
Bye, guys. Yeah.
So that's Jack. And next, I'm delighted to welcome Tottenham fan, Chris Cowlin. He is one of the major Tottenham, if not, in my opinion, the best Tottenham YouTuber. Managed to get together with him and his son before the game. Chris, you're in your car. I'm guessing you're still on your way home. I noticed you did your live. I don't know how you get your videos up so fast. I don't. You did the match thing as well. But whereabouts are you right now?
I'm on the M1 at the moment. Good evening, Dave. Good evening, Amy. I'm still celebrating.
What, you smash and grab?
Smash and grab. I couldn't put it better myself. Do you know what? Nuno Espirito Santo's comments at the end of that game, we defended against a tough team that caused us a lot of problems. And I tell you what, the amount of problems that Wolves caused us today, I'm surprised that we have come out of Molineux with the 3 points, I must say. I think that, I'll be fair and honest. I think that Wolves did deserve something out of that game. But as a Spurs fan, I'm absolutely delighted that we've got the 3 points.
It felt kind of a bit surreal that we were obviously on the good end of that with Nuno as our manager on quite numerous occasions of maybe not deserving or nabbing a win when we probably should have lost or something. So it was a bit surreal, I think, for us all to be on the receiving end of it.
How many 1-0s did we have, Amy? We had a lot of 1-0s.
But it's just the difference was the goal was in the first 10 minutes, not the last 10 minutes, which is usually what happened when Nuno was boss. So yeah, it was very frustrating from all time, but fair play to Spurs is Lloris saved quite a few goals. I don't think there's any really kind of outstanding saves that he had to make from the shot perspective. But
I think that was probably the problem on your side, Amy, because of course there was only one really good save that Hugo Lloris had to make, of course, from Traore going through. A lot of the others weren't even on target, but you had 25 shots. I know only 6 were on target, but they were quite tame shots for Hugo Lloris. But in fairness, I've been very, very pleased with Nuno Espirito Santo's start. Of course, we beat the champions Manchester City last weekend. Absolutely fantastic atmosphere at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And I must say the Wolves fans today were absolutely superb as well. They gave us some great banter and, Molineux was absolutely rocking. And like you said earlier, Dave, at half-time, showing all of those pictures of people that have sadly gone. That was very emotional and very touching. And the Tottenham fans were clapping, and it was very sad, but nice touch from the club.
No, as well, Chris, it was your first. I mean, I'd say a first away day because we did have a little bit of a giggle before the match about how you managed to get into the Portugal, the team you played away in midweek in Europe. But it was your first away day in the Premier League for so many Tottenham fans. I mean, you probably talked to a few fans, and what was the feeling like for going away, travelling away to watch your team?
It was lovely to be back. And the weirdest thing is Dele Alli don't take many penalties. And the last time that we played away with a capacity crowd was Burnley away in a 1-1 draw. And Dele Alli scored a penalty that day. And it's just ironic that is the case. But absolutely delighted to be back. The atmosphere, with all of us fans, no matter what team we support, we've all missed being back in the stadiums. And it just feels so good to be back. And as I say, regardless of what team you support, all of the fans come together. We had breakfast together this morning, and that was absolutely fantastic. Great to meet your family, and really good banter, as I say.
Yeah, it's just a really good feeling all round. So it's just fortunate that we've been able to get back there eventually. So it's been worth the wait. Just hopefully when Wolves actually score at Molineux, it'll be even sweeter having to wait maybe a little bit longer.
Well, I was saying to Dave earlier, Amy, that I was trying to pick all the players that us Tottenham fans would quite happily take from you down to White Hart Lane. Jimenez being one of them.
Yeah, he was talking.
That was my fear. They'd all go.
I'll tell you what, Chris. When I went down to when we played Spurs just before the lockdown. And we were all dreaming of Champions League that day. I met Chris before the game there, and he was on about I'd love Jimenez. I'm like, no, we're not selling you Jimenez. We're not selling you Traore, and we're not selling you anyone at all. So don't even think about making any bids. And that's great. I really hope Harry Kane stays at Tottenham, because then you ain't got any money to come after of our players. So I'm hoping that won't happen, to be honest.
Yeah, what's the feeling? Is he going? Do we think I know you obviously don't want him to go, but do you think he's going?
I think it's simple, really, Amy. If Manchester City ring Daniel Levy in the board and say, here is your £150 million that you want, I think he's going. Up until that point, I don't think Harry Kane is going anywhere. So, watch this space. We've got 9 days left of the transfer window, so we'll wait and see. But Harry Kane got an absolutely superb reception from the Tottenham Hotspur fans today. And
he came over. He was the last player. But did you think, in some ways, was that his goodbye?
I think a lot of journalists will say that, Dave. And Harry Kane does it all the time. He's absolutely superb with the fans normally. He always comes over, claps, regardless of whether we win, lose or draw. So he's absolutely brilliant with the fans. And I was absolutely delighted to see him get 20 minutes at Molineux today, because a lot of Tottenham fans thought that, yes, he's on the bench, but he won't get a minute today. And he nearly scored in the game. So you know what Harry
Kane from Sarr, actually, he did well to save it.
Changed the game for you when he came on.
Yeah, that is the thing though. When you're bringing someone like Heung-min Son off and you can replace him with someone like Harry Kane, it shows the quality in our squad. But Tottenham, it wasn't the greatest performance today. Let's not mix any words. It wasn't the greatest performance by Tottenham Hotspur at all. But as I said at the start, delighted to get the 3 points. We had a number of good performances, but we defended very well. And that is really good to see, because last season in particular, and we're all saying as Spurs fans at the moment, we need defensive reinforcements. We've gone out and got a loan deal, going to turn it into a permanent deal for Christian Romero. Didn't play today. And we, essentially we had the same back four as last season. And I thought that all of them done exceptionally well today, and we defended very well. And the amount of chances that Wolves created today, as I say, I'm very surprised you didn't score.
Yeah, and
I'm very surprised we didn't score as well.
I'll tell you what was funny was the banter, mate, when Kane came on. The ongoing songs, the Harry Kane songs between the Tottenham and the Wolves fans. I was crying with laughter, man. It was just so funny. But that's what you missed, don't you? It was like Harry Kane, or he wants one of our own, or whatever he was, and then we was Harry Kane. He wants to off, and then it was Harry Kane. He's won more than you, and then the Wolves fans were Harry Kane. He's won nothing for you. And it was just so funny going the banter, and that's what we love in it. Really, I bet you were having a chuckle at that as well.
It was very funny, great banter, Dave. And Wolves is one of the, my favourite away days, actually, because, great fans, very friendly fans. We even got lost going to the car park after the game, and we had a Wolves fan come up to us. Actually, a number of Wolves fans come up to us saying, "What did the car park look like? Where are you?" and all that. And someone actually walked us to the car. So the Wolves fans are absolutely great. Really are great.
That's fantastic. Mate, just to finish off with, would from your point of view, who impressed you in a Wolves shirt today, and who was your Tottenham man of the match and Tottenham performance rating?
Well, I think a lot of Tottenham fans have already signed Traore tonight, so I think that that is
him and like Nuno are like best mates as well. So
yeah, watch this space.
It's not happening, mate.
In a Tottenham shirt, I've got to say Dele Alli. He's really knuckled down, and hopefully we will see Dele Alli at his best again, because we all know what he can deliver. Really glad to see him get back on the score sheet again today, and he put a really good shift in, and not only going forward, but also defensively, very, very good.
Absolutely fantastic, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure. Obviously getting a chance to have a laugh, meet up before the game, and have a walk to the match with you and everything like that. And it's been brilliant. And make sure you go on to Chris's channel. If you just look for Tottenham fan Chris Cowlin, I tagged him in my match preview, and he's already got some content up there, which you can see the game from the Tottenham perspective, which is always fun to see. And there's some great angles that you've got on there, Chris. And listen, mate, have a safe journey home with you and your boy. Absolute pleasure to meet him as well. He's a fine young man, and hopefully see you down at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium later on in the season, mate.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Amy. Have a good evening.
See you. Safe trip home.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers,
Bye.
Chris. Bye. That's Tottenham Hotspur fan Chris Cowlin, a really, really top guy. Next up, we're going to get him on early. We've got Scott. Hello, Scott.
Hiya.
Has your COVID cough gone now?
No.
You still got it?
Have you had COVID?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Oh, I hope you're all okay.
Well, we had a football match today before the kick-off at Tottenham. So I played, I think it was 20 minutes, and when I came off, I couldn't breathe. It was just horrible. So I'm still not fully recovered yet, but I'm getting there.
Yeah. How long have you had it now for? You're in the after effects now, aren't you?
Yeah, so I had it for like about 2 weeks, I reckon. And now I'm just literally dealing with the after effect of it.
Well, look after yourself anyway.
Your missus has got it as well, hasn't she, or did have it?
She did have, but she's back at work now, so she's all good.
She's recovered quicker. So, Scott, how have you watched the game today, and what are your thoughts?
So I've watched it on TV today. All being well, as long as I don't miss the coach, I will be going to an actual game on Tuesday night.
I'll be there, mate.
I missed it because the missus works. Because the missus works a lot of weekends, I miss a lot of games. So I missed the Tottenham one today, but I got to watch it on TV. And I thought we were superb. The only thing that wasn't a good thing for us was the result. But you can't really slate them. You can't say they didn't do this, they didn't do that. Because literally the only thing they didn't do was score, because everything else was perfect. We defended well. Saw after his little mishap at the back, performed brilliantly. Traore is just on another level. And like you said, Dave, we need to keep him. Because he like if he could shoot, he'd be the perfect striker. He honestly would, because like
it's worrying if they do lose him, they're going to lose so much in that team.
He's gonna be a difficult person to replace if we lose him. But today I was impressed with everybody. Everybody mucked in. That's one of the standouts for me was Marcel, and every time he got kicked up in the air, I kept feeling bad for him. I was like, please don't be injured.
He was like down in the first 3 minutes, and we were like, "Oh, for God's sake!"
But I watched the preseason games, and I watched the Leicester one, obviously, and Tottenham. And Marcel, for me, seems to be like a decent replacement for Johnny. The only issue that we have is if we can keep him fit long enough for Johnny's return. And with the way Marcel's playing at the minute, would Johnny even get in at the minute? Because Marcel's playing quite well. But
and
no,
I was Nori on that side as well.
Yeah. I was proud of them today. They played well. I was upset that we lost and we didn't get nothing. But no, you can see it's coming. You can see eventually we're going to go on a run of wins, I reckon. Because like with Neves getting more forward now, with us looking dangerous, and Raul just getting that match fitness back up to a level where we know he's going to produce. I'm confident we won't be in no relegation battle. I'm confident that we'll start getting the wins and eventually we'll start pushing up that table again.
Fingers crossed. I really hope you're correct. So, that's a very, very good review there, I think, of the game. So who was your man of the match and performance rating?
For me, I would give it Traore again, but because I gave it him last time, I'm going to give it Neves, because Neves for me was incredible today. And the fact that if you saw his Instagram post after the game, that lad ain't going anywhere. That lad's Wolves through and through, and he's staying. He's ready to fight and get us up that table. So Neves gets my man of the match. Match rating overall, I'd say it was a 9. The reason why it ain't a 10 is because we didn't win. We didn't get a point and we didn't score. But other than that, like I said, we did everything perfect. We defended well. We attacked well. Like 25 shots. I know somebody said in the comments just like, yeah, only 8 of them was on target. But still, we had 25 chances.
6 were on target, I think.
We still had 20. We still had 25 chances. That's more than what we've had in previous games, which we've watched Wolves. And anybody who says, what's the difference between Nuno's Wolves and Bruno's Wolves? Just watch that game and you'll see the difference straight away. Bruno's more attacking and it's showing.
It's interesting because obviously when you look back at last season and you look back at Wolves not scoring in the first half, Wolves going behind, 3 at the back, when you look at it just pure at facts and figures at the scores and what it looks exactly the same. But I agree with you, it's completely different because we're on the front foot the whole time. I thought we played well in both halves today. In fact, if anything, we did have a better second half, but it just went up another level. And like you say, the just frustrating thing is I just can't believe that we've not had a little bit of luck. Normally with that many amount of chances, there's
one would find its way in.
You nicks off someone's backside and goes in, or falls to someone on the, comes back to someone, hits the inside of the post and comes out. And we've just not had any of that luck. And I feel that it's coming. But again, we've got United next week. So I said to someone on the way back, maybe we'll just beat United 6-0 next week.
my dad was like, we'll beat United next week. No problem. And to be fair, that'd be very typical Wolves, wouldn't it? I haven't seen any of the Southampton highlights yet, but from what I saw, United against Leeds last week, they were fantastic. But you can kind of half see them going and beating United next week.
If you look at like some of the recent games Wolves have played against Man United, they've been incredible games. Like you look at the quarterfinal of the FA Cup, the atmosphere at Molineux was incredible for that game, and everything was just perfect about that game. And then you look at when we played them for the first time under Nuno, when we drew 1 each at Old Trafford with Martinez's strike. It's, for me, with Wolves being more attacking minded now rather than the Nuno way, I do think that we could spring a surprise and beat Man United. But Man United are a lot stronger this season. You can see that. Obviously they've still got mistakes in them. But it's a game that excites me, and hopefully we can get something out of it. I'll settle just for a point, if anything, and a good performance. But no, I'm confident. There's nothing to worry about. I'm confident that we've got the right manager to move us forward.
What, Scott? I'm confident, and I don't know if Amy feels the same. I'm confident if we keep Traore and Neves, because for me, looking at the way we're playing at the moment, Neves is playing further up the pitch. Bruno Lage has got, you looked how they were closing down Tottenham. They were literally all over him. Like, it was like, I guess, a bit, almost like a Man City type. Yeah. The way they were getting the ball and then getting it back in their half and then attacking. The goals didn't come. And also Traore, he's playing him with a lot more freedom across the whole of the front three. He'll pop up on the right. He'll pop up as we saw him do. I know he didn't finish again in the centre. He pops up on the left. He's not just stuck out on one side. And I feel that under Bruno, I think if Adama does stay, I think he'll turn into an even stronger player and his finishing will come. And I think he's being played in a way that gives him a little bit more freedom. Because Nuno, I mean, love the guy, but he was very, very defensive Like we talked about Chris saying about how good their defence was today, and that's great. And that's how Nuno built how many 1-0 wins, Amy?
Yeah.
But I just we've got to build the side around Jimenez, Neves, and also Traore. And if we can keep them three and then strengthen the back line, bring in another midfielder and a backup striker, I think we could have a very, very good season from what I've seen.
You look at the positives straight away and comparing Bruno and Nuno's treatment of Traore. Like Traore was like the star pupil for Nuno. Nuno tried to make him into a better player, and in some aspects he did. But it feels like to me that Bruno's turned around to him and said, "Look, I'm going to play you mostly every game, and I'm going to just unleash you now. Go and do what you do best. Run at people. Go and open up their people's defenses. Create, attack." And the only thing that Traore is missing now is that goal. That's
killer
literally
instinct, it. The killer instinct.
Yeah, for me, Traore and Neves is not going. Traore and Neves are not going anywhere. If you put a gun to me head and said pick one that would leave, I would say Traore. I don't see Neves going anywhere.
You've just got to say no, Scott. The board have got to be like Levy, like they have got to say we're not selling him. We're not selling unless they come in with like 80 million. Maybe at that point, but anything less than that, no. We've got to say no. We've got to, because we've got. Otherwise, I feel that it could be a real big mistake if we don't.
You look at what Jeff Shee's always said. They are not going to release a Wolves player unless it's a crazy offer. Like, look at the Jota Liverpool thing. They got a good offer that they were happy with, so they were willing to let Jota go. With Traore, the value of Traore, Tottenham are never going to meet, in my opinion, and nobody else is going to look at Traore, because if Traore is going to go anywhere, it's going to be Tottenham.
100%. But with Jota, we had Neto, and the reason why I say, and obviously we'll move on very, very quick. We just have to close this segment of the thing round, Scott. But the reason I'm saying this is because Neto, we know is out. We know he's out until February. And he has got that drive that can make some chaos happen. Trincão's up to me is looking quite good. Pedence is still coming back. If we get rid of our biggest danger, causes carnage on that side, then I just feel it'll weaken the other sections of the team, and I think he can get the best. We've got to keep him, especially after watching the last two.
If we keep Traore, keep playing Trincão and roll with him as well up top. As soon as Neto's fully fit, and I don't mean partially fit, I mean like proper fully fit, replace Neto with Trincão, and that attack will be even stronger. And like I said, like from the beginning, I'm not worried. I'm confident. Unless we get some crazy injury like we did last season with Raul, I can't see us being in a relegation battle. I can see us finishing in the top 10.
Well, let's hope. And that's a good note to finish on, Scott. Thank you very much. See, I didn't put you on at the end today, mate. Got you on early.
I don't mind.
You just sit and watch backstage anyway. Right, we're going to move on to Thomas. Then we've got Chris, Andy, and Almos as well. We can see who's going to be a first-time caller as well. I'll be interested because I think he's around the world somewhere. So, Scott, thank you very, very much for today.
No worries. It's nice to see you guys again.
Yeah, see you soon.
May see you Tuesday, mate.
Yes, you definitely will see me Tuesday. I'll get you a point.
All right. See you later, mate.
See you later.
So that's Scott. Next up, we've got young Thomas, who always talks a lot of sense.
Hi, Thomas.
Amy, take it away, Ames.
Hello.
Did you go to the game today, or did you watch it in Peterborough?
I couldn't watch it, though I couldn't find a platform to watch it on. But I've looked at all the stats and I've looked at the highlights and
what did you make of the highlights? There probably was quite a lot of highlights actually for a game that they lost.
Yeah, I mean, I think we attacked well today. It's good to see Adama getting forward, Raul doing well, and the ability for us to go forward more under Bruno instead of Nuno, I think is good. It's showing a good transition. I think that's what he was brought in to do, attack. The penalty's a weird one. I think it's a 50-50. I think Ali runs into him, but also Sarr does trip him up. But Sarr had a good game after that, to keep people like Harry Kane, Son. Yes, they weren't as attacking, but they did have shots and he did save them. But it's another loss, but it's another promising performance. We just need to start scoring a bit more, and then
just a bit more. Wouldn't be nice.
It would definitely.
So, what were which players impressed you today?
Marcel, I thought he was good. Apparently, he was very determined to get the ball back if he lost it, which I think is one of the main things Bruno's looking for. Adama obviously he's a beast. Yeah. If we sell him, we lose our biggest threat. Because
and are you worried that there's a serious threat that he's going to go?
It's a tough one, because if Tottenham come in with 40 million, I think we'd accept. Because I don't want us to. No way.
40 million, no chance. Can't see it. I'll be furious. What we're going to buy? How are we going to replace someone like Traore with 40? Who we're going to bring in? It's what? It'd have to be 80 million for me. I mean, maybe I'm thinking, but if you're going to sell him, you've got to. The thing that I worry about as well is who do you get in to replace someone like Adama Traore at this late stage? I don't know. I just hope we don't sell him. 40 million, definitely way too low.
As frustrating as Traore is, because I do find him a very frustrating player at times. If they lose him, he's irreplaceable, isn't he? Because the way that they were type of playing, you think, for me, we all know that Nuno and Traore had a very special relationship. However, surely the style of play that Bruno plays, in terms of it being very, very attacking, should suit Traore better than a Nuno style of play. And I think that's where some of the Spurs fans, I think, they've won 2 games and that, but in time, I think they will be quite shocked at that, in terms of it is like a sit back type of playing. You go for the counter, which isn't the way that Tottenham are used to playing. So yeah. Anyway, we've spoken a lot by Traore. Who else impressed you?
Neves. His passing is some of, it's good. It's really nice to see players like him be able to push forward, make those forward passes more. We're not always looking to the back to pass. We're looking forward, and it's so nice to see a different play style, because Nuno was brilliant. He got us there, but we're here now. We're with Bruno. Nuno's at Tottenham now. We need to think this is such a promising start, and if we can get, I think we need a couple more players. Definitely a centre back, because Kilman, if you get someone along him, I think we can convert into a 4 at the back, which I think is what Bruno wants. But
yeah,
I'm hoping that we can just get a couple more a centre back in, possibly a midfielder, and then I think we are ready to try and get back to those 8th, 7th positions and work on that.
If you could only get one strengthen one position, if they said, right, one player, that's all they can get in, because obviously Rafa Mir's gone now for 13 mil, so they've obviously got funds from that. If there was, I think there's some difficulty over the financial fair play, which the rules of that just baffle me anyway. So which area do you think is the priority?
Defence. It's only defence.
Yeah,
because I think Dendoncker, Moutinho, and Neves, I think we will be able to manage with for now. I think next season there's got to be someone's coming, because Moutinho is not going to be able to play 38 games a season, in my opinion. But I think that we're okay. We're okay in midfield. It can be improved, but defence needs to be improved. I really like Cody. I think it's a hard one with him, because he's such a good leader, and he defends well sometimes. But yeah, Sice, I'm really not sure about. He's one of those ones that was really good for us. And now Kilman has improved so much, though. To see a player like him come through and now be hopefully a starter for the foreseeable future is really good.
The interesting thing with Kilman as well, and I'm with you and I'm with Amy completely, he has impressed me so much in the last 2 games. His maturity, the way his composure on the ball, that tackle that he did in the second half, it was almost Ryan Bennett-like how he tackled that guy. My dad would have loved that. But the other thing is he's left-sided and he's playing on the right-hand side, so he's not playing in his strongest position. Looking at Kilman and the way he's played, especially in a back three, he's a Premier League quality centre back. That's, to me, he's only going to get better. I do think that Bruno Lage, like you say, he did play a lot of 4 at the back at Benfica, and I don't think he's playing the 4 at the back because he doesn't feel he's got the strong enough centre backs. Bolly being one. And you're on about Kilman playing a back 4. I'm not sure. And the same again, I'm not sure with Cody against the top 6. So we need to bring in another thing. But the way we're playing with a 3-4-3 with those back 3, I'm not sure he would change it now because we are so offensive. And yeah, we can get caught out, but we, on maybe a long ball or when we're pushing high up the pitch, that's the only worry. And we need, if we're going to bring someone in defence, they need to have a bit of speed to be able to get back to make those tackles. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Thomas, did your performance rating and man of the match to finish?
Performance rating 7. It's promising play, but with a couple of defenders, maybe Bolly and Mosquera coming back, we'll be able to push up into better ratings as well. But 7, very good performance. It's just missing that final goal, final finish.
Yeah, and your man of the match?
Gonna go with Dharma. He creates so much. I thought Semedo looked good on the attack as well. Penalty or not, I'm not sure. It looked more like a sort of any attacker that goes in the box nowadays, in my opinion, is looking for some sort of contact because it will be looked at and it's not his first decision. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Adama. Created a lot of chances. And it's really promising to see now. I can't wait because the United match is on telly. It'll be the first match I've watched this season, and I'm so excited. It's good to see fans back in Molineux as well because someone filmed Hi Ho Silver Lining, and I thought that was really good hearing the fans sing again.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much, Thomas, for joining us once again. As always, you speak really well, and hopefully we'll see you on a future one. Maybe next week when you've been able to watch the whole of the match.
Definitely.
Take care, mate.
Bye.
You too. Bye.
That's young Thomas, who always talks so well. Next, we're going to head over to Norway to speak to Chris. Hello, Chris. Thank you for waiting. Normally, it's Amy that's queen of the retro, but you're. And what's your dog's name?
This is Bonzo the dog. I can reveal he's Norwegian, but he does speak and understand English.
Fantastic.
Does he understand Black Country?
He must do. Yeah. So, I think he does. Yeah.
Good. So, assuming, obviously you didn't go to the match today, but did you manage to watch it?
Every game is live on Norwegian TV, so yes, I did.
Oh, amazing!
Yeah.
Better service than we have over here.
It's better than England actually in that respect. But all the Premier League games and most of the Championship games are on, so it's just get your remote control and pick which one you want. Yeah,
amazing.
Easy. Yeah.
And what were your thoughts on today's game?
As a fan, what do you ask for? And I think you ask for effort, commitment. You ask for intensity. We got that. I mean, no one likes to lose. It's not a nice feeling, but there's a way to lose, isn't there? And if there is a way to lose, that's the way to lose.
Yeah.
We did score, and that's heavy, isn't it? It's not a nice feeling, but what more can you ask of them?
Just to score. The only thing that you can ask for them.
Yeah, it's true.
But no, well, it's promising, isn't it? I think we probably all felt, obviously, with Nuno going, and we were all very attached to him, and you maybe a little bit concerned. And I think, I'm guilty of it myself. I did go into this season with a bit of apprehension, which is definitely being squished now from the first 2 games. And I didn't see the Leicester game, but obviously saw Match of the Day and heard it, and it sounded very promising, and then built on that again for this week. So hopefully they can build on it again for United at home next week.
That's right. And, I tell you what I feel a bit. I thought we played well at Leicester. I thought we've played even better today. Do you know what? I've got a feeling it's going to be even better next Sunday, and I think we're going to win. I just feel
to get a score prediction from you.
Yeah, I just feel it's going to notch.
What's your score prediction for next week? Let's have it early.
Oh, I don't do score predictions. That
is exactly the same as Amy. She don't do score predictions. So you're so cheeky, Amy, asking that question when you ask Amy, she never. Oh, I don't do that.
And exactly. That's like, it's a bit Alan Border that Amy's actually asked me to do something she's not prepared to herself. Listen, I've been around too long, and I've seen too much for score predictions. But I think I tell you what, I'll predict one thing: we'll score next Sunday.
Okay, we'll take that.
We'll take that. One thing I really want to say, but it's impressed me, is that I want to compare 2 games now. I want to compare the Wolves Spurs game today, and we also, if you remember, played Spurs towards the end of last season. It was maybe 4 or 5 games to go.
Yeah, 2-0.
We lost 2-0, and it was dire. There was nothing at all.
Yeah.
What a contrast.
Yeah, because neither team has changed dramatically.
Yeah. No. We certainly haven't. We've got, I can say, one player, Trincao. Trincao's going up a notch every game as well.
Yeah, I really. He didn't lose the ball much, did he?
I like him. I love the way he controls it, and he turns it and then glides away from people. He looks quality.
And one of the main concerns about him pre-season was that he was maybe going to be shouldered or pushed off the ball a bit. Well, today you saw him push Spurs players off the ball. Did you see that? Certainly second half. So look,
and Traore, when he went down, he got back up straight away rather than sitting on the floor moaning about it.
Now that's a good point, because last year he was all arms and he'd be smashing the ground. Yeah, he was. That's a good point, because good theme there, because we're looking for differences, aren't we?
Yeah,
and we've highlighted a few there. One other thing I wanted to say, as a qualified referee myself, with the rule change regarding contact. Actually, you know what? It's not a penalty. Technically, it's not a penalty.
Which one?
The penalty the Spurs got.
Yeah.
Because
I thought it was a clear-cut penalty, but...
Well, I thought so, Amy, as well, when I first saw it. And I said to my son, and unfortunately we had a Tottenham fan around here as well. I said, that's a stonewaller. Then we saw the replay, which, yes, the referee didn't get to see, Stuart Atwell. But if you see the replay, do watch it when you get a chance. He pushed the ball past Sarr, but he stopped. And then Ali initiated contact with Sarr. Technically, it's not a penalty, but I totally understand why the referee did give it. It's a penalty last season, but it ain't a penalty this season.
No,
I think there was no one really could. None of the players really complained against it, which I think usually says quite a lot for me. But
watch it, Amy. Based on what I've said, I'm not saying. Listen, I can see what was given. Based on what I've said, the rule changes.
Yeah,
initiating contract. Watch it again and tell me what you think.
Vinyl revivals. Kevin Jackson says, "Oh, come on, it's a clear pen." And the next comment is, Chris, you need to ref our games. And I agree, it wasn't a pen. The replay shows he pushed his leg into him.
And that's what my point really. If the guy says it's a clear pen, I presume he isn't as well qualified as myself in this area. Not that, it's just, I'm just saying it because we've all been made aware of the rule changes, and we've got to change the way we look at these incidents. And if we feel as referees, there's not just contact, but where contact is initiated, It's that we don't give the penalty. Look, I did say also that first time I saw it, I thought it was Stonewaller. I also said I understand why Stuart Atwell gave it, but I'm saying based on the new directive, which we've all been made aware of, it's not a penalty.
And 100% Wolves is saying he's exactly right under the new rules for this season. It wasn't a penalty. Billy Chops is saying under the new rules it's not a penalty.
I'm telling you, it's not. I know. So, but yeah, God, if I was referee and I was stood where Stuart Atwell was, and his position was very good, by the way, it was correctly positioned. And he, of course, you know what you hear as a ref. If you're unsure as a ref, if you hear something and the sound of boot on shin pad, it almost initiates whistle to mouth. I've been there.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
No.
And Chris, to finish off your part of the segment, because we haven't got an international fan reaction this week because of the with the short turnaround time for Tuesday.
Yeah.
Just summarise again your man of the match for everyone and your performance rating. I know you've already said your man of the match, haven't you?
Well, I thought, yes, I know Traore missed that chance, but wow, you know what? When the ball comes to him, whichever side he's on, and it's not on the side anymore, he's on the right, he's in the middle, he's on the left. I don't know about you guys, but a feeling of electricity comes through my body when he gets the ball. I'm edging towards the edge of my seat. Even though I know maybe the finishing touch won't be there, you know what? This is what we want to see. So I'll go Traore with a close second. Kilman. What an improvement.
And your performance rating for the team?
9. Only we didn't score. And I know that's a big thing, but look, we want effort, intensity as a fan. But we got that, didn't we?
We did. And to be honest, to be fair, Chris, in my instant reaction after the game, I've gone with an 8.5, and I would have given it a 9 if we scored.
Yeah.
It's interesting because we're all giving high performance ratings, and that is because we can look at a game and we can go and say, do you know what? We did lose the game, but boy, would we play well. Some of the football we played today was unbelievable. Mm-hmm. All that was lacking was, as Amy says, was putting the ball in the back of that onion bag. And if we'd have done that, if we'd have taken just, 10% of the chances we made, we would have won that game. But
it's going up a notch every week. This will come. Football reflects life. You can be unlucky in football and you can be unlucky in life. Luck does play a part. I don't care what anyone says. But in the end, you tend to get what you deserve. And we'll get what we deserve.
And that is a brilliant note to finish on. Chris, thank you so much, mate.
Great to be a part of this.
Thank you. Look forward to hearing some more from you in the future shows.
And you certainly will do.
And I love the shirt, the good old nutmeg shirt.
Yeah, I've not got that one. That's really annoying. I don't know where it is.
Amy's jealous. Now she'll be looking when they produce. She hasn't. It's very rare.
Got some quality shirts.
It's very rare she's not got one of these shirts, so she's looking on enviously, mate.
High praise indeed.
Cheers, mate.
For myself, I'm bye.
So that's Chris. We're going to quickly much on because we've got 3 more callers to get through. We've got Mark, we've got Almos, and we've got up last. We're saving him right to the end over there in his motorhome. Andy, so we're going to bring on quickly now, and then we're going to have the draw for the Wolves shirt before the end of the show. Mark is here, and Mark has gone. Okay, well, that was very interesting, Mark, that we had to say there, but very short and sweet. So we've lost Mark, so we're going to bring on Almos, who's going to be making his debut. Almos, you need to turn on your mic.
No, it's on now. Sorry.
So first of all, you're making your debut. Could you let us know, me and Amy, whereabouts in the world you are right now?
I am from Hungary.
Oh, nice.
So
our first ever caller from Hungary.
Budapest or elsewhere?
No, outside of Budapest, 60 kilometers away from Budapest. So in another, not country, but we call it countries. We have like 12 countries, I think. and I live in Tatabánya, which is the biggest city in my country, inside of Hungary. I'm sorry if I'm not looking at you guys. I'm watching the stream on my PC too. So.
Oh no, that's great. Well, everyone in the stream, do me 2 favors. First of all, make sure you smash a like on the video. So let YouTube, you're enjoying it, and also because Almos is our first ever Hungarian Wolves fan of thingy. Let's make a big welcome to Almos as well. And Almos, whilst that happens, please can you tell me and Amy? Oh, lovely. He's got the last year shirt.
Yeah,
how is it you're a Wolves fan?
Yes, I've been a Wolves fan for about 4 years, I think now.
Nice.
Yeah, I think 4 years.
What made you be a Wolves fan?
It was a fun story. I started playing FIFA, and I wanted a team that looks good, that had a good jersey, that had a good background story and all that. And I started a career mode with Wolves.
Aww.
And then that made me fall in love with them.
Oh, lovely.
Well, we're very glad. There's a lot of people saying, hi, Almas, welcome to the channel. Welcome.
I can see, yeah.
Brilliant that we have international supporters. Hi, Almas. Welcome, Almas. Prudy says welcome. Andy. Will Martin says Hungary, a great country with a great leader, says Will. I don't know about things like that, but
would not say that.
But it is absolutely wonderful to have you joining us, and it's brilliant that you've chosen Wolves. And we do thank FIFA for introducing fans like you. But we have got the best. I mean, in my opinion, we have got the best colours in the Premier League
for sure. Yeah.
Definitely. So how did I assume you managed to watch the game today? How did you find it?
I did, yeah. Oh, it was good. The first penalty, I don't think that was a penalty. Or if it was, then the Semedo one on the other side would be a penalty too. Dele Alli went for a dive, nothing else. Just wanted a penalty. That's it. Got a penalty, cleared it. That's it. We were 1-0 down. But we got the game in our pockets all day long. So, yeah, Spurs was in a big hurry to end the game and just win it, take all the points away. And
yeah, unfortunate.
It was not good. I mean the team and the effort was good, but the end was not. The 1-0 was not good. We needed to win that.
I'll tell you what as well, the Hungary national football team played really well in the Euros. And of course, Wolves had the famous, if you know your Wolves history, Wolves versus, is it Honved?
Budapest Honved, yes.
Yeah, we were. That was the first. That was the great Puskás that played for the Hungarian team, and Wolves played Honved under. It was one of the first floodlit matches, and that game, because Wolves won. I think Hungary were a really good national team at the time as well, and they beat England not long before. And they basically, there was an headline saying Wolves champions of the world or whatever. Yes. And out of that, other clubs said, "Well, we need to prove who's the best in Europe," and that's how the European football started from the games. Wolves back in the 50s playing Honved with Billy Wright as captain for Wolves, who was captain of England at the time, and then of course the great Puskás team. And that Honved team had around about 7 or 8 of the nationals, the Hungarian national team players playing for them. So it was a big game at Molineux, and it's a famous game.
I've read about that, before. In that era, our national team was one of the best, or if not the best, in the world. Sadly, we don't have that good of a football anymore.
But you you played really well in the Euros, to be fair.
Well, yeah, but we had the death group with, I think, France, Portugal, and Germany. I think Germany.
I'll tell you what, you were only behind for, Portugal, it was like they scored 3 at the end. You were beating one of the other two. You were very unlucky.
If we won over the Germans, we would be in the round of 16, I think, after that. Or if the Portugal team would have lost the game against France, we would have been through with a draw against Germany, I think. I'm not sure, but something like that.
And I'll tell you what, the atmosphere in the stadium during the Euros for the Hungary games, because obviously you were able to have full stadiums, was absolutely fantastic. And we did witness that at Molineux today. So you've watched it over there in Hungary, have you?
Yes.
Oh, very good.
Sadly, none of our TV shows the games, so I had to watch it over the internet. It was okay.
At least you can do that now.
yeah, at least, yeah.
So who was your man of the match and your performance rating?
I would say Adama. They can't really stop him, only if they follow him. He's unstoppable.
Well,
on his
that
days,
was the thing. I mean, how that ref didn't, Stuart Atwell, I think it was, how he didn't yellow card some of those fouls before. It took him so long to.
It did.
It was awful, to be fair. And then
I would have given Tanganga a red card straight away after that. I think he fouled.
It was on Marcel, wasn't it?
Yeah, Marcel.
Yeah. And what was your overall performance?
I think it was good, around 8 out of 10. We needed to score. We need someone who can score. Jimenez is not in shape as it is right now. We need someone else to score. Trincao is not in it right now. He needs some more time to get into the league. I would say he's too small for it right now. He needs to get a little bit bigger. He needs to spend some time with the Dama. And just get a little bit bigger, get a little bit tougher to take the Premier League, because it's tougher league than La Liga was. So we need some time to get in. We need Podence back and Neto. We miss them. We really miss them.
You definitely miss Neto. I miss Neto.
Until February as well. That's a big blow, that is. Yeah. And your performance rating to finish off with, mate?
You just said it 8.
It was an 8.
Yeah, I said 8. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. So it's, again, very, very high performance rating. And are you hoping to get to Molineux one day?
It's in my plans. If everything goes right next year, I'm moving to England for at least a week. I have someone over there, one of my family member. So for at least a week, I'm moving over there, and they live in Brighton. So I need to get there when Wolves are playing against Brighton, so I can watch a game. And when I get some more money, I will go out to the Molineux at least once in my life.
Amazing.
And Almas, if you want to be part of the international fan community that I have, because I've got fans from all over the world that send in me WhatsApp reactions after the game. We haven't got Hungary represented, so drop us an email. You get the email off the About page, and I'll tell you how you can get involved with that. But thanks very much for making your debut, and you're welcome on Extra Time again in the future.
I can send you my email on Instagram.
Oh yeah, do that. Just drop me just message me on Instagram, and I'll tell you how you can get involved, because we haven't got a Hungary represented on the international fan reaction, and I'll get you involved with that if you're interested.
All right, I'll try my best.
All right, mate, brilliant. Catch you later.
You very much. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
There we go. And that is Almas making his debut tonight. And it looks as if we haven't got Mark. So the last caller that we're going to on to finish the thing to today's show, before we did the draw for the Wolves shirt, Amy, is thank you so much for waiting patiently today, Andy. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. Good spirits. How are you two?
Yeah, fine.
I'm positive,
same old story, isn't it? Can't score.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of positives though. We've obviously been through quite a lot of them today, so it was positive. Good to be back to Molineux. So you can't. It's been a good day overall. Just a bit disappointing with the result.
Definitely. I was quite chuffed about it today, actually, even though we did lose. And the thing is, it's like that penalty has made all the difference to how we all feel at the end, don't we? I mean, and that penalty, no, that weren't a penalty. I mean, I know I weren't at the game, right? But I watched it on the one of the channels that I have. And when you showed you the replay and you see the slow motion replay from the other angle, you could see, what's his name? Dele, isn't it? Dele
Alli.
Yeah. You see, as he kicked the ball just a bit past the goalkeeper, and instead of carrying on to the ball, he shoved sideways towards the goalkeeper to go over. I mean, he could have carried on towards. If you see it in slow mo, you can see it, and he basically, I think he cheated there, and he got a penalty for it, and that changed the outcome of the game. Just that one goal, If it had been 0-0, we'd have been totally thinking, "Oh, what a great game today! Oh, it's a pity we only got 1 point." But
well, it was so early on as well. It changes the game, doesn't it? When it was that early, it was within the first 10 minutes. So I mean, I don't think Wolves were playing negatively. I think they were played very positive actually after it. But it changes the way that Spurs were. They just went defensive, didn't they? And maybe if it hadn't been, then they might have gone for it, which then opens things up a little bit more. So it's results. Conceding that early does change, and we joked about it last year is that we can't score in the first half, and we definitely can't score in the first half.
Can't score in the first half.
Conceding
can't
first,
score in the second half.
So
yeah, you sort of after they scored that, I thought to myself, oh no, don't go back to what we had last season. But it weren't like that. It weren't like that at all. Bit of rotten luck really, and we played so well today. You can see what's coming. I think we're going to do a lot better this season. Definitely.
Let's hope so.
Well, I am very, very positive. To be honest, I'm very, very positive, and I'm also very nervous because we've got 9 days of the transfer window. Twofold. One, who we're going to bring in. I know that they're working on behind the scenes. I know that they're working on a centre back. A little bit of stuff that they're working. I know it's difficult because no one wants to sell their best players, including us. But the other thing is, I don't want us to sell Neves or Traore. I think I've said this. I think it's more important than ever because it's so late in the window. If we're going to let them go, it should have been early. Now, it concerns me. So if we can come out of this transfer window with the side that we've got now and 2 or 3 extra additions in like an extra centre back and maybe another midfielder and a striker or a forward player, I think if you look at the team that we'll have this year, I think someone said it was Matt last week from Germany that said, look at the team we had last year and look at the team we've got now. We roll back and stuff. I know we got Neto out and we finished 30th. This is a better team than last year already. So if we can get back, keep what we've got, add 2 or 3 players and they hold their nerve, and then we can get the players back from injury, I think we've got a really, really good team and a good squad that are looking like we're going to be playing exciting, attacking football, and the goals eventually will come. And if we play other teams, I think we will take them to task. I mean, we never won by many under Nuno, but I could see us putting 4 or 5 past someone the way we've been playing the last 2 games that I've seen.
You took the words out of my mouth then. I was going to say that, there's some teams we're going to play in this league and we're going to batter them. We're just going to batter them. I guarantee it. This season, definitely. This season. Last season, no, I couldn't see
Didn't
it.
Batter anyone last season. Not battered anyone. I don't think we battered anyone under Nuno, really. There was never really that much high scoring, was there? It was just obviously defended really well. So
this new manager, he seems to be that. I think, I like Nuno. I really did. It was sad to see him go, but he was all defensive, and we need.
I'll tell you what, Andy. If you watch, obviously, a lot of the channel, and Amy, the Chris, who's from Norway, the IFR, and he often gets the tankard out. Chris always tells it exactly how it is. There's no airs and graces with Chris. If he ain't happy, he says it. If he is happy, and like he came on earlier, and he's glowing, and. Chris can be quite critical at times, but like he's really glowing about the football and very, very positive. And I think that's kind of summed up, as you've said it. I think most of the callers tonight have summed up exactly that. Yeah, we lost, but we can see something. There's something there that wasn't there, and I find it quite exciting. And I do feel quite positive. And I think it all hinges on the next 9 days of what happens in the transfer window. And I do really think they've got to hold their nerve and basically bat away the advantages and get past that deadline day and keep what we've got. Because if we do, and we've added, I can see us having a very, very good season. I can see us, going and winning a cup this year based off that. We could beat anyone on our day playing like that. And we can beat Man City playing like that because, we can. If we can put the ball in the net, and it will come, I'm sure of it.
We just played 2 teams that are really like top of the game, aren't they? 2 top teams there. They are, and we've only lost by 1 goal. I mean, what a great start to the season. I know it sounds mad saying that great start to the season. We didn't win.
No points, yeah.
But, you know, last season would have been 4-0 down or something. But
yeah,
no, I'm quite positive, even though we lost today. I think it's going to come, and when it does, we're going to batter a few as well. And I think the crowd's going to have some good times this season.
If we'd have lost 1-0 and we hadn't been creating any chances, and I'd be worried. But but the fact that we are creating the chances, we're on the offence. The goals are going to follow eventually, so that's why I'm quite positive. If we weren't creating the chances and we'd lost 1-0 dour and whatever, and we created next to nothing, I'd be worried. But because of how we've been playing, and the defence have done quite well, as although we need to strengthen, you know, we've only let in 1 goal. It was a mistake. We got punished. I thought Jose Sarr did quite well, other than like what Amy said, he rushed out a little bit for the penalty. But he did look quite commanding. He comes out. Rui Trent to stay very much in his 6-yard box. I didn't come out to put things, whereas he seems to come out more and command his area. So that's positive. To finish off with me and Amy, then, mate, your man of the match and your performance rating.
Oh, man of the match, it's got to be Traore. It's just got to be. He really went for it today. It's like a new man.
mm-hmm.
I was quite pleased. I know he missed that again. He missed his opportunity to score again, but that'll come. But he was all over the place, and they just couldn't get him, could they? Unless they fouled him.
No.
And what a player! Oh, don't want to lose him.
Definitely. And you'll rate him?
Oh, now then, it's going to be. I would say 9. I'm going to go with 8. 8 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
I probably would have said 9 if they'd have won, or 10.
Yeah, I'd have said 10 maybe.
I should have rubbed the ducks, Dave. I've got them up here.
Rub the lucky ducks.
Oh, fantastic! Well, it's great to have you on again. Anyway.
Yeah, thank you. I say I'm quite positive today, even though we lost.
Good.
I am quite positive.
Lovely. That's what we like to hear.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice one.
Bye.
See ya.
And that brings us on almost to the end of the show. We have we're going to make the draw in a second. Let me just change my overlay with me and Amy. Amy, I'm giving it to Traore today as well, is what I gave. So it was interesting. The last match, it was very much Kilman all the way. And today it's been a bit of a mixed bag. I think Traore's probably come out on top. I think
he did get the official man of the match as well.
Did he?
Yeah, on Sky Sports.
Absolutely. And I've got a draw to do because I've run a competition, which you might have seen.
I did see. I didn't enter because I thought that might be a bit like unfair.
No, it's not fair. I've got a lot of entries on here, and I've got.
How many entries have you got?
I've over 200. Well, over 200, and I've got a random generator.
Yeah. So
this is a practice. This is not the official. I'm going to just shake. This is the numbers. So what will happen is I'll shake it and it comes up with a number, right? On there. So I'm going to shake it. It comes up with a number. So the next one that I'm going to do
is the winner.
So this is the next one. So I'm going to close the app, open the app again. And this is going to be, it's at 0. So I'm going to shake it. And it's numbered, and the next number that comes up after my shake is going to be the winner of the Wolves shirt, home and away. So here we go. It's quite good because you shake it. It's number 200. So number 200 is. It comes back on this side. The winner is Henry Parker. If I can show everyone that, it's number 200. The winner is Henry Parker. You can see there, he's number 200.
Lovely. Well done, Henry.
Henry Parker is the winner. So get in touch and I will buy you personally a home or away Wolves shirt. Thank you to everyone that's entered. And also, there will be more competitions that I'll be running for some exciting prizes. So please say subscribe, follow us on Instagram, Dazzling Dave, or on TikTok the same way. Amy, if you want to give your socials out before we finish.
I'm just on Instagram, Amy Hads, but I'm really bad at replying to messages, so apologies if
You're better on Instagram than WhatsApp.
I'm better on WhatsApp. I'm better on WhatsApp. I'm just very bad on my phone. So, but hopefully see some of you at the matches. I'll be at Forest on Tuesday if anyone is at Forest on Tuesday. So,
and also we see you there as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic. Thanks to everyone that's got involved with tonight's show. Much appreciated. If you've been watching this on YouTube, please give it the thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below if you on what we've talked about tonight. Check out my match reaction. There will be a full match day experience vlog that will be out tomorrow. And of course, if you're watching this back or you're listening to it on Always Wolves as well, whilst you're driving around, wherever you are in the world, from me and Amy, we do wish you and your family all the best. And again, it's been a positive show tonight. We like the positive, don't we, Amy? Last year was a lot of negative, but Amy especially likes the positive. And for myself and Amy, Always Wolves.
Always Wolves.